Our next guest was all in for Ted Cruz, despite the fact that one of his favorite sons was all in for Donald Trump. Phil Robertson joins us right now. Where else would he be? France. He is Phil Robertson from Dynasty, and he's here to talk about his new film, Torchbearer, which is part of the festival. Welcome back, Phil.
Hey, good to see you guys.
You look so at home there with the yachts and the caviar.
Let me tell you something. If you want to lose weight, ladies, come to Cannes, France. The portions that they serve you for supper are about the size of a 50-cent piece.
Mm-hmm. Well, those snails aren't that big over there.
I have ended up in the epicenter of protruding mammary glands.
Well,
if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, we understand what you're saying. You're there at the beach. Well, Brian,
I'm running with the Hollywood elite.
There you go.
Finally.
Well, you know, a lot of the Hollywood elite are for Hillary Clinton because she will probably be the Democrat. You are a Republican, and you were for Ted Cruz till he dropped out. Are you on the Trump train now?
I was forced into the Trump train, but I am happily volunteering my services for Mr. Trump, mainly because the Republican Party has spoken. The people have said, we want Mr. Trump. So Mr. Cruz goes down, I love him, but now I'm on the Trump train, and I'll do everything I can to help him. Hey, we have to be loyal to the party. I know Clinton's record, or Bernie Sanders. I know their record. With Donald, I'm not quite sure, since he doesn't have a record in the political arena. However, I'm taking my chances not even knowing. I know the Clintons. I'm not sure about Trump. I'm with Trump.
Well, Phil, a lot of times you say things that create controversy, and I don't see you do a lot of backtracking. Donald Trump says things that create controversy. He doesn't do a lot of backtracking. Here's how he explained it to Megyn last night.
I will say this. When I'm wounded, I go after people hard, okay? And I try and unwound myself.
Do you understand that mindset?
I understand it. I'll make a valiant attempt behind the scenes, you understand, to sit down with Donald with a Bible in between us, and I might can help him along with concepts like loving your enemies, loving your God, loving your neighbor, even your enemies. Forgive them and move on.
Yeah, Phil,
I can help him in that area. I can see it now. Trump wins, and the camera's panning, and his spiritual advisor is me.
I think that's beautiful. That reminds me of something
Is America ready for it?
That reminds me of something you said on Sean Hannity's show. You said that you were a Jesus man, and you said the issues in America are bigger than the president's. What did you mean by that?
That's my firm belief. I think what's happened is we've met the enemy, and it is us, the electorate, the citizens. Politicians are but a reflection of the people. So my goal is, through this documentary, we show a historical account of what happens to empires, to nations, to cultures when you remove God as the firm basis for your freedom. Statesmen may speculate for liberty, but it is religion and morality which can establish the principles upon which freedom can securely stand. John Adams. It is when people forget God that the tyrants forge their chains. So we're trying to remind people, please don't forget God, because you will end up with what you see. And it is really a lot of carnage, immorality, perversion, depravity. It is upon us in America. These sexually transmitted diseases are rampant. I'm just trying to remind people, why don't we vet our thinking through the Word of God, love God and love each other? Why don't we try that for a while?
And, of course, that's
my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That is your story. That is the documentary. That's why you're in Cannes at the film festival. He just mentioned his documentary. It's called Torchbearer. Here's a clip. Watch this.
A human civilization's best chance of survival is to anchor itself in the God of creation. God created man and woman in his image. We are image bearers of God.
So the documentary, Phil, comes out, I believe, in the month of July. Why was it so important for you to put your name to this project?
My nephew, of all people, wrote the script. I was not aware that he had written the script, and he got a hold of some people in D.C., and they contacted me, asking me would I do it. I said, let me read the script. I read the script. Number one, I thought, that nephew of mine is a lot more intelligent than I thought he was. And number two is, he came forth from my baby sister's loins, you understand? So my nephew was a lot smarter than I thought he was. I read the script and I thought, you know, when you allow humans, men, women, to determine what's right or wrong, good or evil, and what your life is worth, you end up with carnage and destitution and depravity. It just spirals out of control. Therefore, we ought to let God be our anchor. We were founded on the God of the Bible, Judeo-Christian values. We don't need to forget that. Even Europe, they don't need to forget it either.
All right, and finally, Phil, a little bit later we're going to have your grandson on. John Luke got married young, a student at Liberty University. We need a message. You have a question for John Luke that we can relay, or a statement that we could close our segment with?
Jean-Luc, please remember your roots. That'd be me. If it were not for me, you wouldn't have a dad and a mom, see? I'm the reason they're here, therefore I'm the reason you're here. Do not be a nerd on national TV.
That's right. Remember his grandfather there along the Mediterranean with the yachts at the Cannes Film Festival. Phil, thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Check out his new documentary. It's coming out in the month of July. It's called Torchbearer. Phil, thank you.
That man.
Au revoir.